Hello, friends, and welcome to another exciting episode of Today with Tally. The mission and goal of this podcast is to bring an engaging conversation that will add value to the lives of everyday people. We will inspire, encourage, educate, and tell the stories of America's finest men and women in an effort to motivate you to live your life to its fullest potential. Be sure to follow us on social media and search Today with Tally. Be sure to subscribe, follow, and share the program as well. Ladies and gentlemen, your host of the evening, Mr. Brian Tally.
Welcome back to the Today with Tally podcast, where we add real life value to the lives of everyday people. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Anchor FM, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and About Face Radio. Simply search Today with Tally. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to get every episode and stay up to date with the latest and greatest our guests in this show has to offer. Folks, today's show sponsor is author John Henley. Now, author John Henley is a respected, best-selling author who served in the U.S. Navy on submarines and then went on to serve as an officer of the CIA. He is now living out his dream as an author and is giving back to the community he cares deeply about. If you are an aspiring author and need a mentor, perhaps you want to collaborate with a best-selling author, then contact author John Henley today. John has developed a unique program that specializes in helping military veteran authors get recognized and get you the exposure you need to be a successful author. John believes that writing, creating, and using your imagination and putting a book together is a healthy way to deal with post-traumatic stress and is a wonderful coping strategy to occupy your mind, body, and spirit while surrounding yourself with a positive and meaningful hobby. Contact author John Henley today, and he can give you that final push and that encouragement to reach your goals. Visit authorjohnhenley.com. That's authorjohnhenley.com, and select your story and follow the prompts. Folks, we have a very special show today, and you're going to be riding solo with me today. So I hope you enjoy this. I typically will have a guest that's joining me, but I woke up this morning with something on my heart. And I said, you know what? That would actually be a very good episode. And with that being said, I want to share one of my hobbies with you. Some would call it perhaps a unique hobby. But it's something that I've gotten into since about 2020, since the pandemic started. And let me explain exactly what that is. Small business is the backbone of America. During COVID, a lot of small businesses were shut down, and some remained open. And a lot of these restaurants that took a major hit were restaurants and, other non-essential type businesses. And what I want to get into today is the restaurant side of things. Even though there was a lot of non-essential small businesses that did go out of business as well, I want to talk about the restaurant side of things. I started to go out and I would purchase meals for my family at these restaurants. And a lot of the times we couldn't go in and sit down and eat. It was something that you had to order ahead, and then you would have to pick up and then leave. Well, a lot of these businesses were starting to go out of business because of the lack of people that were coming in to buy from them, because everybody was staying inside and staying indoors. And even in a lot of cities and counties and states across the country, the restaurant couldn't even be open, period. So the ones that were open, I wanted to say, you know what? I want to help these small businesses. I want to help these small restaurants. I want to help these mom and pop shops keep their doors open. So what can I do to help? Well, it's simple. Buy from them. A lot of people in this country seem to think that it's these big box retailers that run the country. Well, they're but the people that really run this country, the blue collar folks, the small business owners of America, the backbone of America, the entrepreneurs, the innovators, the folks that say, I want to go out into the work world, but I want to be my own boss. And these are the steps that I'm going to take to get there. Those are the businesses that I like to support. I like to support, again, small mom and pop businesses, because the big guys are always going to be there, but the little guys aren't. So that's where I like to spend my money. Now, it's not all the time that I can't go to a small business. Sometimes I find myself in a Home Depot that I can't get anywhere else. Or I find myself at, American Furniture Warehouse, or Gallery Furniture, places that I can't really buy from a store outfit. So sometimes you're forced to go to those larger places of business. But for the most part, I'm really into eating, because I only eat once a day. And when I eat, I really want to enjoy my meal. I'm an intermittent faster. So with that being said, I instead of going to the grocery store all the time, because it's almost the same price now, eat out for $6 or go to the grocery store, sometimes you're going to spend the same amount of money on the stuff, because stores that, are getting more, expensive with, inflation. And, sometimes it's pretty even to eat out, and you got people waiting on you. You got good quality food coming to your table. So I want to talk about Google reviews. I want to talk about supporting small business and what you can do to help those out there who are in a very tough business that put a lot of time and effort into pleasing their customers that walk through the door. So this is what I want to talk about. I want to talk about Google reviews and the impact they have in the community. Again, we go back to 2020. I had never done a Google review before. And I was seeing all these small businesses and these restaurants going, just completely closing their doors for good. They couldn't stay open. They couldn't make payroll. They couldn't pay for their food. And it was a very tough time. So again, I wanted to support those small businesses. And by doing so, I was like, I'm going to start doing Google reviews. Because if I start to do maybe some Google reviews, that may help keep these doors open for these small business owners who are competing again against big chains, in the restaurant industry. So what did I do? I began my first Google review. I think it was late 2020. It began with one. And now I've done 160 reviews on 160 different restaurants. I have taken over 1,636 pictures. I have uploaded 114 videos. And I have answered 246 questions on my Google account, where people can come and see my reviews. On my page, it's called Brian Tallyman Tally on Google. Plus, prospective customers can go to the restaurant of choice that they're thinking of eating at and go check out the reviews. And a lot of the times mine will pop up because I like to leave good reviews. Typically, I'm not going to go to a restaurant to badmouth the people, even if they give me bad service. I think I've only written 2 bad reviews in 3 years now. I've been doing this. 2.5 years, maybe I've been doing this. The idea of this was never to go out and slander and abuse companies. It was to go out and to lift them up in the community. With that being said, I've hit this algorithm, and it's fascinating. And it's, like I said, it's turned into a great hobby of mine. It's something that I'm very passionate about. To date, my photos and my reviews have been viewed over 5 million times. And my algorithm on Google is growing daily. Now, this hobby of mine is all about supporting small businesses and writing impactful reviews. Because the longer the review is and the more information you can give on that review, the better it's going to be for it to come to the top to help that business. So writing an impactful review is very important to be seen and to be recognized as an authority, if you will, of folks looking to find out where they're going to spend their money and where they're going to eat. They want to see pictures of the food. They want to see texture. They want to see presentation. These folks want to know if it's quality. And that's what I try to do. I try to take cool pictures and all that stuff. And guys, there's no money in this. This is simply a hobby of mine that has morphed into being now I'm a top 10 national reviewer, and it's become a lot of fun. And, you know, by doing so, I get to go out to a lot of different unique restaurants, and, you know, I want to try new dishes, you know, from all over the world. You know, I've had Cuban dishes. I've had, you know, African dishes, Indian, Vietnamese, of course, Japanese all the time, but my sushi, barbecue, American, you know, burgers and fries joints, you name it. I've eaten it. And I like to eat. Like I said, I eat once a day. So again, I really, really look forward to my meals. Now, how do I rate a restaurant? Innovation. How is that dish going to be unique? What are they doing in that kitchen to make their food as presentable as they most probably, you know, as they can? A lot of sushi restaurants have done really good on this with fusion and incorporating different ingredients that wouldn't necessarily be in a Japanese sushi roll and kind of Americanizing it, if you will, but it tastes good and it looks good. So innovation and fusion, I think, are very important. The cleanliness aspect. I want to know how clean that restaurant is. And I'll walk around too. I'll play an undercover boss. You know, a clean kitchen is a clean restaurant. A clean bathroom is a clean restaurant. If you have a dirty kitchen, if you have a dirty bathroom, chances are you're not going to be having the best quality meal and food because it all begins in the restrooms and in the kitchens, in my eyes. 99.9% of the times I've been into a restaurant and the food's been excellent. They've had a clean kitchen and they've had clean restrooms, because that means that they take pride in serving their customers to the best of their ability. And I know sometimes you may go into the bathroom after somebody leaves a freaking mess, because they have no respect or they're just slobs. I understand that. I'm a very easygoing guy, and I know what new messes look like, and I know what filth looks like. But when I'm eating out somewhere, I want to know that I'm eating somewhere that's going to be safe and healthy for me to ingest, as well as my family. So quality is very important. Restrooms, the cleanliness, presentation, like I was talking on innovation. Presentation is very important. I want to see my food come out looking nice. I want to be able to get a cool picture so I can help this business grow their business and grow those people that are walking through their doors. Parking is always a big thing. If you show up to a place and they don't have parking, well, it's going to be hard to stop and eat. And there's a lot of restaurants out there that are, they're in small locations and they don't have a lot of parking. So I'll leave a review on that one aspect of things. It could be 5 stars for everything. And then I'll just say, hey, look, if you're going in, just be patient, find a place to park because there isn't any. So you may need to park a half a mile down the road and walk in, but when you get there, the food will be worth it. Wait times. When I typically go out and eat, I eat at weird times, 1:30, 2:30. There's really no wait times. But every now and again, I'll go out with my family and we'll go grab a steak or something, and it's a 1 or a 2 hour wait. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But I want to tell people, hey, look, if you plan on going to this restaurant between this time and this time, make a reservation. Or if you don't make a reservation, be prepared to wait an hour or 2 hours or whatever it may be. So these folks aren't going in there and start to become irritable or impatient and go up to the clerk or the host or the hostess at the front desk and constantly be in their ear every 10 minutes saying, "Is my table ready? Is my table ready? Is my table ready?" Because that can really, solve a lot of issues if you know that, hey, look, I'm here. It is, Friday night. It is, this is when they make all their money during the week. And now I'm impatient. I want to get seated before everybody else. And pretty much at the end of the day, it becomes a very, selfish move on the part of the patron, of the customer. And a lot of the times, those are the ones that are going to write bad reviews, even though everything was great. So guys, you got to understand that, look, we're all humans here, right? And these restaurants are only so big. So go in there with the mindset to know, if I'm going out at a certain time, I may experience a wait. And that's a good thing for these small business owners. I like friendly people. I like to be greeted when I'm walking into a restaurant. And the wait staff, if you think about it, that's a job interview for them because they're going to be tipped on how they perform. And oftentimes I have great service. We come in, we're friendly, we order an appetizer, we get a couple of drinks, and our main course will come out and everything's great. And they're very friendly. They're refilling our glasses with, the tea and the water that we ordered. And they keep coming back to see, is there anything else that we can do for you? That all goes into, to tip consideration and all that stuff, because tips aren't just something that is just, well, yeah, we're automatically going to tip. I always do. I like to leave a 20% tip for every single time I go out. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, depending on the amount of work that was involved when I ordered my food. Of course, if I go to a sandwich place and it's to go, I may leave $1 tip. But if I sit down somewhere and it's $100 bill, I'm going to leave a $20 tip or maybe a $25 tip, depending on how friendly they were. You got to also understand too, these waiters and waitresses are only being paid it's like $2 an hour or something like that, because they live on tips. And a lot of people, look, if you're going to go out and be cheap, don't go out and eat out, because now what you're doing is you're taking these tables up for people that are trying to earn a living. And I think tips are very important, especially for those people that are doing a very good job. That's their way of making a living. So always remember to tip if the service is really good. And if it's not, go talk to the owner. And that's another thing about this is very, very important. Most owners are going to want to know how you're being treated inside their establishment. So if you have a problem, instead of going to Facebook or Twitter and blasting them, pull them aside and say, hey, look, we had an issue, and I just want to let you know. And we can rectify this situation right now, and everything can be good. In 99.9% of the time, they will be apologetic, and they will make it right if there's ever a problem. Where it becomes a problem is when you blast this business on social media, and now what? Everybody sees it. And when they go out to that restaurant, or when they're looking for a restaurant, say, they're going to remember that review that they saw, and they're going to say, I am not going to go there. Even though that place has always been good to them, or maybe they've never even experienced that place. Because words matter. And when you see reviews, people take them very seriously. And if you are disrespectful or if you're slanderous toward a company, people will take note of that and they will not visit that establishment. So guys, always keep in mind that when you're writing reviews, keep all that in mind. Now, I've been doing this a long time now, 2.5 years, maybe, very consistently. And I think I've only written 1 or 2 bad reviews. and that's it. And they were bad. And I was professional still with how I wrote it. But it had to be said that, guys, this isn't a place that I would recommend. And, I've written 160 reviews of 160 different establishments. And to have that one bad one, that's it. I didn't sign up to do this to leave 2-star reviews or 1-star reviews. I signed up to do this to leave 5-star reviews. And if it's not a 5-star review, I won't even review it. I'm not out there to destroy somebody's livelihood and their business. But I try to leave as many 5-star reviews as I most possibly can, because again, I'm in there to enjoy a good cooked meal, and I'm in there to support small business. That's the whole thing here, is to support your local community and to support those who contribute in your community. Keep that money local. Now, by doing so, you're going to make new friends. I go to some of the same restaurants all the time, and it's like, you're on a first name basis. They know the kids, they know the habits of us, they know what we want, they know what appetizers to bring out. And a lot of the times you don't even need to say anything. You sit down, they bring everything out to you. And that's building relationships with small business owners. And a lot of the times you may even get a free dessert from time to time. And a lot of the times these folks do know that I do a lot of Google reviews, and they say, hey, Brian, try this new dish. I want to get your opinion on this. Is this something we should add to our menu? And again, it's a fun hobby. Again, there's no money in it. It's just fun. I enjoy it. Some people like to go out and fish. I'd like to fish. Some people like to go out and hunt. I like to do that too, but I haven't done it in a really long time. Some people like to hike. Well, I used to do that before I got hurt. So now I've kind of picked up these hobbies that I can do without hurting my back, my spine, and everything else. So I can sit down and I can eat, right? And it's become a hobby. And then talking about it. And I'm a very passionate man by trade. And so when I go out and I eat these meals and I leave passionate reviews, these business owners love it. They respond back and they say, thank you for taking the time to review my business, because of your good words and your kind words and your photos you took of our food and the videos you took of our food and the ambiance that you took and kind of set the scene for potential clients, for potential patrons and customers. Now they want to come in through my doors and support my small business. And the job of a small business owner is to keep those customers when they walk through that door. When they walk through that door for the very first time, that mission, it should be always first and foremost, how can I keep this customer forever? How can I keep this customer for life? Now, like I had mentioned before, but it's very important that I say it again. All of my reviews have been positive, except for that one or two. You should never, ever, ever use this Google platform to slander businesses. So many people do. And there's so many ways around that. Again, it's just having a conversation. It's effectively speaking with people that are in charge of the establishment. There are so many other ways out there to solve problems and to solve issues rather than going right to your phone and speaking your mind on there and hitting send. Because that right there is going to destroy a business. Good people, honorable people, very, very quickly, because of maybe some selfishness, or maybe somebody was having a bad day and you didn't get the best service, or maybe they have a new chef and the food didn't come out just quite right. 99.9% of the times, they will make it right. They will pick up your tab. They will maybe give you a gift card to come back. And there are so many ways that you can do the right thing. And in the heat of the moment, a lot of people can get angry at things. And restaurants is one of those things. I don't know what it is about restaurants. People get fired up. They either get really super happy, they're content, or they're just angry. Could be the habits of the customers. It could be that the customer's even having a bad day. We're all human. We all have bad days. We all make mistakes. So how do we get around that? Just be an effective communicator and have a heart and know when to raise your hand and say, hey, I have a problem that I want to talk to you about, and how can we solve the problem together so there's not an issue moving forward. And that owner will appreciate that, because if this is a problem that they didn't know about, they can fix that problem moving forward. And no other customers will experience that same problem that you have just experienced. Now, I've reviewed a wide variety of businesses to include restaurants, grocery stores, small businesses of all types, not just food related. I've reviewed stadiums, sports facilities of where my kids play sports, car dealerships, and much more. Anywhere I go, I'm going to write a review because I enjoy it. Again, it's fun. I like to go to new places because now I get to write a new review. And a lot of the times I'm repeat business. So if I go there 10 times, I can only write one review, but I can add as many pictures as I possibly can. So if I go to the same place of business all the time, I've only got that one review. I can't just keep writing new review after new review after new review, but I can keep adding pictures. And so that also helps drive that business's algorithms, because now if I'm in the market for, say, some Mediterranean food, and I'm in Houston, Texas, and I Google Mediterranean food, and olive oil pops up, and they say, holy cow, they have 25,000 photos to look at. Let me check them out. Boom. Oh, wow, this Tally guy, man, he's added 100 pictures. Let me look at them. And they say, oh, wow, that looks great. That looks great. Oh, wow, babe, we're going to olive oil. That's just how it works, right? That's just how it works. Or Third Coast Barbecue, Spring, Texas. You're going to Google barbecue. Holy cow, look at that brisket. Look at that boudin. Oh, man, that banana pudding, just like Mama used to make it. Honey, we're going to go try out Third Coast Barbecue. Or perhaps you're a veteran, and you're a veteran supporter, and you're a big supporter of first responders, and you're in the Houston area, and you say, Honor Cafe. I've heard lots of things about this place. Wow, this is a cool place to eat. It's unique. It smells like you're still in the military. It's like an active living military museum. It's got GP tents and CP tents, and it's got command flags and general flags. It's got history in there from World War I all the way up to Operation Enduring Freedom. And the generations of memorabilia in there is amazing. And the pictures that are on the wall of veterans and active duty service members, they're everywhere. And when you go in there, there's a reason why it's set up a certain way, from the seats to the tables to the food. Now, I can tell you, most people are going to say, yeah, I don't want to go to that type of restaurant. I support everything inside it, but man, the food's probably like chow hall food. I don't really want chow hall food. Wrong. And that's where Google review can really help. These guys have like 5-star dishes. They have a chef, like an executive chef, that's back there preparing food that you would have never imagined to be in a chow hall. Now you get that awesome chow hall smell and that military smell and that active duty military. Again, you've got that ambiance and you got that motivation. You're in there, especially if you're a veteran, man, you're reliving some of the greatest moments of your life while enjoying the best dishes that you've ever had. And that's what's so fun and so unique about going out and doing this, is talking to people and making new friends and the camaraderie that comes along with it. And just knowing too that you're helping support a small business. That business owner has athletes that they're trying to get in, through volleyball and baseball and football, and they belong to other organizations, and know that that money that you're spending in there is going to stay in the community. It's not going to get sent out all over the country through corporation wires and all that other stuff. When you support small, it stays local. And that's one thing that you always have to understand. Now, I've always driven my Google reviews platform by keeping it positive. I work really hard on taking really good photos, and my family laughs at me. They are always laughing at me. Are you going to eat your food? Or are you going to sit there and take pictures of it? Well, I'm going to do both. But before I dig into it, I want to take the coolest pictures, because it's all about presentation. It can't be blurry. It can't just I want to, if I'm having a burger, I want to stack it up and I want it to look like it's a commercial. And I take that picture and I turn the phone and I get the fries and everything's perfect. And then I post it on there and I leave a great review. That was the best burger I've ever had. It's juicy. Everything about it came out great, from the presentation to the fries to the seasonings that you use to the crisp lettuce and the crisp onion and the juicy and crisp tomato. You didn't use any second and third rate products. You took pride in that. And I'm going to let people know. And by that presentation and by that picture, you're going to get people in through the door. I have another recommendation for you. If this is a new hobby that you want to pick up, got to leave good photos and also take videos. Google has something on there where you can add videos. And you need to get so many videos. Like, I'm a level 9 right now. I feel like a Boy Scout, right? And the more videos and the more photos you get, like, you become like a trailblazer, and you become a professional photographer. You become a professional photo or videographer and a professional reviewer. And they have all these different grades and levels and so on and so forth. So when you leave a review, don't just say it was good, enter, because that review isn't going to go to the top. It's going to help the business if you leave them a 5-star review, but it was good. That's that's bland. You're not going to get anybody through the door. Or it sucked. It wasn't good. Well, people want to know why. They want to know why it was good, and they want to know why it sucked. So take 5 minutes and write a couple paragraphs and leave a detailed review that is meaningful and that can add value to not only that restaurant owner or that small business owner, but it can also add value to the future customer that you're getting in through the door. It's all marketing. It's all packaging, and it's fun. It really is fun. Folks, I urge you to go out and give it a try. It's a great hobby. And you're helping the wheels of small business move forward. You're driving those wheels forward. That train is rolling down those tracks. Forward. Forward is a motion to keep America moving forward in a positive direction. And always remember, too, that entrepreneurship and small business is the backbone of America. Now, if you are a small business owner or you want to highlight your business right here on this podcast, please send me an email. I've got 2 of them. The first one is thetallybill@gmail.com. That's thetallybill@gmail.com, or the voice of the valley, Mr. Tally, @gmail.com. Yes, I know, I'm a poet and didn't know it. The voice of the valley, Mr. Tally, @gmail.com. Now, I hope this has inspired you to perhaps pick up a new hobby, go out and support small business, and start writing reviews that matter, reviews that will add value. And remember, if you have a problem, go speak to a manager, and typically before you walk out that door, they will have that completely fixed for you to ensure that your stay in your time inside their facility or a restaurant or whatever it may be was enjoyable. for you, and so you can come back next time and tell people about the experience that you had. Now, go have some fun with it. Have a great weekend. It's Friday. You got tonight, and go out and support a small business, go out and support a restaurant, and then you got the weekend. So, guys, have a great weekend. I sincerely appreciate everybody that's been tuning into my podcast. It means a lot to me. This is episode 130. I've been doing this now for just over 6 months, and it's given me a new lease on life. It's given me an opportunity to recreate myself and reinvent myself in doing something I never thought I could do. Have a podcast. It was something God put on my heart back in August on a mindfulness walk, and my life hasn't been the same since. And it's been great. And I've had many guests who have added so much real life value to the lives of everyday people. And when I woke up this morning, I said, you know what? I want to lift up small business. I want to lift up restaurants. I want to lift up entrepreneurs. And folks, like I said, if you're a small business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you have ideas, if you're a restaurant owner and you want to come on this program and you want to highlight your business and what you're doing in the community, again, I urge you to reach out to me today, and we could set that up. Folks, have a great weekend and happy reviewing. Thank you for joining us today. Folks, remember to always stay inspired, stay encouraged, stay motivated, and always stay in the fight. Until next time, for Today with Tally, this is Brian Tally